talk to you again soon.
Thanks. Coach Jack Nelson, head coach of the CWC Rustlers. They'll take on LCCC coming up here in just a few minutes. Starting lineups in the opening tap. Some Rustler Classic basketball from Rustler Gym coming up right after this.
This has been the Rustler Pregame Show, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving. Coming up, it's game time, right after this.
It's football season. Time to break out the team colors and get your tailgate game on. But if your pregame involves alcohol, your postgame must include a sober designated driver. More than 1 million drunk driving arrests are made each year in the United States. That's a roster you and your teammates don't want to be on. Don't let your postgame end in jail or worse. Make sure you and your friends have a safe ride home every time. If you've been drinking, never get behind the wheel. Designate a sober driver for the win. A message from YDOT.
Let's take a look at your starting lineups for tonight's basketball game, and we'll go first for the home team. That is your Central Wyoming College Rustlers here tonight. They check in 2-0 on the season, and as I kid Coach Nelson, averaging 101 points per basketball game. If he can keep that up, that'll be pretty darn good this season. He said
NBA-looking scoring.
We're giving up too much, though. They're allowing 72 points per ball game. They will start number one. He is Devon Colley, a 6'1 freshman. We call him DC. He is out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He is number 5 on the all-time assists list right now. He needs 45 assists to move up to number 4 ahead of one Bryce Kanda. He needs 102 to be the all-time assister at Central, I guess, since bringing the
Yeah, that was going to say
back.
that because some records before that are a bit sketches we have tried to track down.
And he had 139 last season, but the 6'1", 188-pound sophomore is Devon Colley. Also getting the start tonight is Marquise White. He's out of Anchorage High School, East High School. They're the Thunderbirds as well. There is an East High Thunderbird on the other lineup tonight, but of Cheyenne East as opposed to Anchorage East High School. He is 6'3" and a freshman. Marquise White averaging 14 points a game and 6 assists so far on the season. Also tonight, number 20 is Baris Yulker. They call him Bear. He is 6'8". He's a sophomore transfer out of Gillette. He is from Istanbul, Turkey. Same place that Naz Shaheen, our center from the CWC volleyball team, is from, as a matter of fact. Also out there tonight, number 22 is Urshad Iggy Hunt, the all-region selection last year. He's 6'7". He's a sophomore. He wants to be the all-time leading rebounder. Well, I guess the modern-day leading rebounder. He is 27 away from Marcus Nolan at number 5 on the list since bringing the sport back 10 years ago. Iggy, 6'7", averages 13 points per ball game. Also is number 30, Brock Fenston. Brock is a 6'4 freshman. He is out of Minnesota, and he is, again, as I mentioned, a 6'4 freshman. And he's averaging 13 points in their first couple of games here today. And those are your starters for Central Wyoming College. We have the national anthem coming up here in just a minute, and we'll get you the starters for LCCC as we get ready for basketball here tonight. I think we'll have a national anthem at least.
I was wondering with a tournament if they would have it.
Nope, we're going to go right into LCCC, so no national anthem, so we will go with LCCC. Number 10 is Zaire Martin, I can spit it out, averaging 27 points a game. That's 5th in the country right now early on. He had a 45-point game earlier in the season against Sheridan. He's averaging 27. On the other side, number 23, a 6'1 sophomore, is averaging 26 points per ball game. Elijah Oliver, the Cheyenne East product, he is 7th in the country in scoring right now. So those two guys can fill it up, and they're averaging 89 points a game is this team. Number 24 is Landon Taliaferro. He is a 6'3 sophomore. He averages 16 points per ball game. He is out of Boulder, Colorado. He had 21 in the game against Casper the other day.
Great comeback in that game, by the way, where they came from behind and beat Casper at Casper.
That's right. Solomon Iliomati. He is a 6'7 freshman out of London, England, averaging just under 10 points and 5 rebounds per ball game. And the 6'5 sophomore, number 33, is Kyle Wright. He is averaging 6.5 points per game, 8 rebounds per ball game, and 5 blocks.
I'm predicting points tonight.
In the game that Mateen scored the 45 points. In that same game that he scored 45, Channel Banks of Sheridan scored 44. So that was quite a duel between those two guys to get after that.
Channel Banks of
Sheridan, in the Sheridan matchup. Yeah, he was lighting it up. So stepping into the midcourt circle is going to be Kyle Wright as Central takes the floor in their home/away gray uniforms here tonight. The black numbers and the orange trim. And it's send Rustlers across the front. And Iggy Hunt will step in across Kyle Wright. Central going left to right as we look at it, right to left on your television set and your computer. And the ball is in the air, and the home season is underway for the Rustlers as Brock Finston catches that in the backcourt. And DC directing traffic will send Marquise White to the left side. Man-to-man by the LCCC Eagles. Actually, they probably are going to zone here.
They're kind of famous for that, really, through the years.
They are in that zone right now. Long three by Marquise is good. Marquise White for three. Quickly Central up 3-0 here early on. Across the timeline, Mateen, he's the scorer, hands it off to the other one, Elijah Oliver. Left side is Taliaferro, back to Oliver. He'll work on Marquise, loses the handle, it's taken away by Finston. And a turnover by LCCC. Long pass up ahead will be a turnover by Central, as they'll just give it right back. Mateen hands it back. Taliaferro might have taken steps, and he'll throw it out of bounds instead, and LCCC will get their second turnover of the night.
Good crowd on hand tonight already. Typically our crowd's late arriving here, but kind of the only game in town because you're kind of between seasons, unless you're playing in the state championships in football right now.
Which, by the way, Mountain View and Cody winning earlier today in the War Memorial Stadium. Iggy underneath is open. He'll get free to the right side, lay it off glass and in, and a quick timeout by Jason Ficca. And a quick bucket by Iggy Hunt, and it's 5-0 Central Wyoming College.
Jason's talking defense, actually screaming defense as we look that way.
Teams would split last year. They each won on their home court 6 days apart from each other. Central won here on a Saturday, lost in Cheyenne on a Friday.
I remember looking at the schedule last year when that occurred.
All-time, Central is 6-11 against LCCC since bringing the sport back. LCCC had won 5 in a row before Central won that one last year. And they will meet again, but not in 6 days. It'll be December 5th when they meet in LCCC. Jason Ficca in his 10th season. And his assistant coach, Dwayne Salisbury, has been his assistant for 10 seasons. All 10 seasons.
He's a very active assistant coach, as I think we've seen through the years.
Out of the quick timeout, Taliaferro gives it to Mateen. Mateen left side. Good job by DC defensively in the man-to-man. First touch on the offensive side by Ilio Mahdi. Underneath, Iggy's going to bat that ball out of bounds. 10 on the shot clock, and it will stay Golden Eagle basketball.
Government kind of CWC overplaying a bit on the defense, which is great unless they try to send something backdoor.
Oliver, right side, hooks it to Taliaferro. He'll rise for 15. That's no good, and a push-off on Ilio Mahdi as he just threw Central's player to the floor.
We could have called that one, I think, pretty easily from here.
And I think it was Marquise White that got chucked to the turf. And it's 5-0 Central. Played a minute and a half of basketball here from CWC. Fenston taking a page out of the DC fashion handbook, pulling those shorts up way high on both sides. Stolen away by Mateen. He's going to take it the distance, lay it up and in. He's got his first 2 points of the night. Again, he averages 27. That was an easy two, probably the easiest two we may get all night.
It was Bailey Forney on our gals team last year. We tripled it up, I believe, on her shorts.
Marquise, long distance three, front of the iron, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Ilio Mahdi. First miss of the game for Central. Mateen outside near the circles, guarded by Colley. Top of the key, Ilio Mahdi. He'll spin over Yoker and put it in over Bear. And it's a 1 point ball game.
Fluid move there inside.
Colley at the top, left side, back to White now. DC playing catch at the top, into the paint. Marquise bounces it to Iggy. Iggy will lean in. He'll fire one up. Got it, but they're going to call him for a travel instead as he shuffled his feet on the way in. And the third Central turnover. 5-4 C-Dub out in front. 17 and a half left to play in the first half.
Odd that Ultra basically replaces another Turkish subject on our team from last year.
Ali Demir.
Same position and everything.
That ball knocked out of bounds by Fenston. It will stay LCCC basketball. Oliver will trigger it in right in front of our broadcast position.
By the way, the LCCC volleyball team, an 11th seed at the national tournament, by the way.
Which is not for another week or two at least, as Oliver rises for a tough 15 and gets it. We've got our first lead change of the ball game.
A degree of difficulty should have given some extra points on that one.
Well, Coach said it in the pregame that they get the tough shots off and still make them. He's like, well, they're going to make their shots, but we got to make sure we contest stuff and make sure we guard everybody else. Colley penetrates, hooks it right side. Fenston fakes left, goes into the paint. He'll lay it up with the left hand, and that's good. Brock Fenston, his first bucket of the night as a Rustler on the home floor. Quickly in transition. Coach talked about this too. He wanted to be quick back into transition. Mateen gets free for three. That's good. He's got 5. And we have our third lead change of the night. 9-7. LCCC out in front. Henry Tanksley. They call him Bugsy. He's going to check in. Next dead ball, and they wrap around is going to. They're going to give the call on Elio Madi, who doesn't like it. I thought Marquise was going to get dinged for the kind of reaching around him a little bit. That's going to be number 2 on Solomon. And Chan Hargraves is going to check in for Solomon. Hargraves is 6'4" freshman out of Melbourne, Australia. Henry Tanksley out of Lincoln, Nebraska from Central out on the court. Yulker will get it. He'll penetrate, hesitate, turn around for 8. Missed it off the front of the iron, and Mateen will come away with the LCCC rebound. They lead by 2. They have the basketball. Oliver floating right hand, right side, no good. Tough rebound and a putback. Going to be put back in by Kyle Wright. First time we talk about him on the offensive side.
It's been 11-2 since we got that 5-0 lead in favor of LCCC.
11-7 now. White with it. Almost stolen away, but Tanksley's going to lose it in the backcourt, and that'll be turnover number 4 on Central. Mateen almost stole that. And Tanksley
basically causes the steal, is putting him back in that position.
Tanksley gets the ball to bounce in the backcourt, and he went to glove it and causes the turnover. 4th turnover of the ball game.
If you're watching on TV, you'll notice a new gym floor this year for CWC.
Left side, Taliaferro leans in for 8. Not good, but a foul on Tanksley will send him to the line. Henry Tanksley with his first personal foul. And going to the line will be Landon Taliaferro. Taliaferro is out of Boulder, Colorado. He's a 6'3" sophomore. 6 of 7 from the line in the 4 games this season for 86%. Team shoots 77%, does LCCC. And he will snap the cords on the first. 12-7. Golden Eagles out in front. Second one on the way. Good as the first.
In a game with such high-scoring teams, defense could actually be the key in a contest like this one.
DC goes left side. He'll take it all the way and land on glass. Devon Colley's first bucket of the night and the year on the home floor. Zaire Mateen penetrates, goes back out for 3, missed it. Rebound is snared by Marquise White. Back the other way, Central underneath. Putting it back up was Colley as he forced the issue, and he's going to go to the line.
Remember last year, something kind of clicked in him. He was basically looking to give everybody else the shot, and somewhere along the way just sort of clicked. I think the coach probably talking to him had something to do with that.
Well, and he had said,
and started scoring a whole lot more.
I think I mentioned once, I said he would rather get the assist than the bucket, and he's like, and we need to change that, said Coach Nelson. And Devon Colley to the line. Colley has hit, and hadn't shot a free throw yet this season, actually. And that one's front of the iron, no good.
That's somewhat surprising because he drives the paints as much as he does.
Central, 68% from the line. Both games last week pretty lopsided for Central as they opened up. DC gets the second one. Cuts the lead to 3, 13-10. We've played almost 5 minutes of basketball from Central Wyoming College. Mateen, guarded by Tanksley out at the front. Hands it to Taliaferro. Ball poked in the air and taken away. Yulker takes it away. DC, long pass up ahead. Left-hand layup good by Henry Tanksley. And it's a 1-point ball game. Coach Nelson yelling out the defense for his team. Look like they're in a 1-3-1 zone almost right here.
It's almost disguised
Shot by Wright from 15, buries it. And it's back to a three-point pad, 15-12. 14 and a half left to play. Colley calls out signals. Taking on the zone on the other side. Marquise for three. That's good. His second of the night. Marquise White in the baseline three. He's got it. We're tied for the first time since zeros at 15 apiece. One hand push to Taliaferro. C-Dub kind of overextending that zone. Actually, Oliver rises for three. That one will get a shooter's bounce and drop. Elijah Oliver has 5. That was a very quick release by E.O. Colley gets a pick from Yulker. Bear will step into a three. That's good, and we're tied again. Ferris Yulker, his first points of the night. And we're tied again. 18 apiece, 14 minutes left to play first half. Taliaferro for three in the corner. That's good.
I think a little bit of what we expected in a way at this point.
LCCC right now shooting 8 of 9 from the field. Central, well, that's not quite correct. There's actually a three that's no good there. Ball tapped into the hands of Iggy. That won't go. And then knocked out of there and taken away by Oliver. And LCCC will set up shop. Taliaferro, another three. That's no good. Back of the iron. Rebound by Hunt. Iggy pushes it up to DC. He'll push it to the three-point line and then lost the handle trying to make a one-handed pass. 5th turnover. Ball taken away by Hargraves. And then Iggy will be called for a goaltend. As Elijah,
I'm not so sure it was a goaltend. I think he may have fouled on the follow-through as the player went down, but they're going to call the goaltend rather than the foul, which maybe is a good thing.
So they'll give Oliver the bucket. That is his 7th point of the night. And it's all of a sudden back to a 5-point LCCC advantage, 23-18. And again, more crowd packing in here tonight. Almost a full house for the Rustler opener here tonight.
Of course, you got those two other basketball teams taking one section in a way.
Well, that's good for them. Left side, nice play by the newly inserted Romario Spence, who checks into the lineup for Central. Romario, the 6'7 freshman out of Luton, England. And it's a 3-point game. Mateen to Oliver, penetrates, might have been fouled, but he'll still make the shot. He's got 9. I mentioned he averages 26 a game through their first 4 games, and here he's got 9. 25-20. John Villanueva into the game as Colley will fire a three. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Oliver. Second board of the night by Elijah. Mateen gets free for three. That one will dish pan out, and Devon Colley will get his first rebound. And Central back on the attack, trailing by 5 with 12:15 left to play first half. Marquise White looking for Romario. Gets the pick. Oh, the roll was there, but they didn't get it to him. And instead, Marquise will dish it baseline. Nice spin by Romario. He'll float for 6 and got it. Romario Spence has 4 points off the bench for Central.
Interesting. He went over the rim. I thought definitely he was going to go off glass for that shot, but instead he just sailed it over the top of the front rim.
25-22. Mateen left side Hargraves. Wants to hand it back to Taliaferro and does. Goes baseline with it. Back up top, Oliver. Lost it right into the hands of Marquise White. He'll go the distance, lay it off glass and in. 4th turnover of the game for LCCC, and it's a 1-point ball game. L-Trip by 1.
And at this pace, we're looking at a 103 to 103 type of game.
LCCC does average 88. Central, as I mentioned, averages 101 through 2 lopsided games. Taliaferro, baseline Hargraves. That shot's an air ball, and it's rebounded by Villanueva. We're going to see Brady Fullerton into the ball game next. Dead ball, the Riverton High School product off of that first ever state championship basketball team for the Rustler, the Wolverine boys. Colley, pick and roll, looking back up top to Tanksley. Henry rises for a long three and got it.
And a 5-point lead just evaporates like that.
And it's now a timeout called by LCCC. Fullerton will check in. Brock Fenston will come back into the ball game for Central as well. Central on a quick 7-0 run, and we've got a full timeout on the court. We'll come back after this timeout. This is Rustler basketball on 88.1.
Media coverage of Rustler Athletics is sponsored in part by Wyoming Wireless, providing smartphones, mobile devices, and wireless service. They are a Verizon authorized retailer. Product brands include Apple, Motorola, Samsung, and more. With 18 locations across Wyoming, including 2 in Riverton, one on Main Street in downtown and the other on North Federal Boulevard. They also have locations in Lander and Thermopolis and online at wyowireless.com.
Sponsorship of Rustler Radio comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in at Riverton is included. More information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
Back to the game on Student Radio for Central Wyoming College. 88.1.
27-25. Central with a 2-point lead on a 7-0 run since they were down 25-20. Brady Fullerton into the contest. He wears number 5. If you look at the picture on the poster, he wears 42. And Kylan Schultz wears 44, but now Kylan is in 42, and Brady wears number 5. Also, Christians Gutierrez into the ball game as getting 3 for a 3 at the top is Mateen, no good. Tanksley will go high for the rebound. Second miss from three-point land on the night for LCCC. Fullerton, left side, Finston. Brock will penetrate. He'll take it all the way and be fouled, and Brock Finston will go to the free throw line. And the foul going to be whistled on Chan Hargraves, his first. And to the stripe will be Brock Finston. Out of Pine Island, Minnesota. Scored 13 in both games last weekend, so the freshman.
Probably an island of one of those 10,000 lakes there.
There you go. 3 for 6 from the free throw line. He misses the first. And Brock will have another. His family just moved away from Minnesota to Portland, Oregon, however.
Did you know I was born in Minnesota?
Not till now. Brock gets the second to keep his average at 50%. He's got 3 points. The lead is 3. 28-25 Central. 4 lead changes, 2 ties in the first 10 minutes of basketball here from Central. Taliaferro gives the ball to Gutierrez, guarded by Fullerton. Trying to get it to Oliver, does. Finston almost stepped in between that pick to get it stolen out of there. Taliaferro back with it. 10 on the shot clock. He's going to launch it from 5-point territory. He misses it, but the big rebound by Oliver and the putback is good by Elijah.
That can happen too. He missed it so badly that it kind of just came down to an unsuspecting player who just put it up and in.
Fullerton, baseline Finston. Brock penetrates, looks, goes, hooks it back right side. Tanksley for 3 on the way. No good. Ball tapped out of there. Finston ends up with it. He'll dish it underneath the Spence. He'll throw elbows and throw it over the top of the rim, and it's in.
That's very good coming off the bench, doesn't he?
Romario has 6 points off of the bench, and it's a 3-point Rustler lead again. Iggy getting set to check back in. 30-27 with 9:20 left to play in the first half. Going to see Isaiah Dix into the ball game next, dead ball, and that one by Oliver is an air ball.
Right. And Isaiah Dix was on that team from Cheyenne South that played for a state championship just a couple years ago.
Lost to Cheyenne Central in overtime, I do believe.
Yeah.
Also, was going to throw out there something, and I forgot what it was. I'll get that in a minute, maybe, if I remember. Iggy back into the contest, down on the baseline. He'll get the basketball from about 15 out. He'll lean in, he'll go up, and he'll be rejected. He will get tied up on the rebound, and Mateen has the arrow go his direction, and it will be LCCC basketball. Isaiah Dix, their number 12, into the ball game. 6'2" sophomore from Cheyenne South High School.
He had some big games that senior year, you might recall.
Mateen for 3. That one will fall off. No good. Ball rebounded and volleyballed around, and I believe the LCCC foul is going to go against Kyle Wright. That'll be his first 5th team foul on LCCC. Central's only been whistled for 1 so far.
I thought Wright might have fouled his own teammate there because there's really like 3 LCCC players underneath at that time.
Central without one of their returners tonight. Coulter Galante still out after suffering a concussion and having his teeth pretty well knocked around in one game.
He did lead the team in dancing during the pregame warm-ups, however.
Romario gets free underneath. He'll lose it, and that ball's poked out of there, picked up by Mateen. Quickly the other way, alley-oop, and then trying to stuff it, can't. And a foul is going to be whistled as they try to alley-oop. Isaiah Dix, and he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the line, and I believe Fullerton got it. Did he?
I think so. Tried to alley-oop to the 6'1" guard, in fact.
Brady will pick up his first foul as Devon and Marquise going to check back in for Central after this free throw. Isaiah Dix 0 for 4 on the season free throw shooting. He will continue that streak, unfortunately for him. He's 0 for 5 now. Colley and Marquise White back in. Fullerton and Tanksley come out for Central. I asked Coulter, I said, when are you back? He said 4 more games.
I talked to him too, but my conversation wasn't that deep.
Second free throw is good, and the first free throw of the year goes down for Isaiah Dix, and it cuts the lead to 2.
That's a huge free throw make, because I can't use that reference that he'd been shooting in the parking lot. It would be the same, percentage.
Underneath Iggy, wide open. Good find by Brock Fenston. Hunt with his 4th point of the ball game. Central back up by 4 now. 32-28, 8-10 left to play in the first half of basketball.
Interesting, too, about the scoring in this game, John, is we've talked about this gym having sort of unfriendly rims even, and the points are going up.
Talafiero gives it up top. Hargraves on the way for 3. In and out, stays out. Rebound, though, put back up and in with a nice strong move by Kyle Wright, who thought he was fouled as he pleads to the official.
And he great inside position again.
Certainly does. Left side, long 3. Marquise White is nothing but net. His 3rd of the night. Might have been and 1 as he got knocked to the floor. Referee just tells him to get up. And then Fenston steps in front of a pass. Brock the other way. 1-on-2. Fouled and 1.
Well, he avoided one defender, got fouled by the other, and makes the basket.
Foul is going to go against Hargraves. His 2nd. Fenston the and 1. He's got 5. What an athletic move, as you said.
CWC's biggest lead, I think, too, isn't it?
37-30 is the biggest lead of the night. Bear comes back into the game. Boris Yulker from Turkey will step back on for Central. Fenston, boy, with a great athletic move as he sliced between 2 defenders, got bodied up, and managed to put it in. Shot by Brock is good. The 3-point play, he's got 6 points. 38-30 Central, their biggest lead of the night with 7:20 left to play here in the first half. Mateen, he's got 5 points, hands it to Oliver, who has 11. There's Taliaferro for 3. No good. Iggy goes high for the rebound. Boy, they've gone cold as LCCC. 3rd rebound of the night for the rebounder. Behind the back pass, Yulker wasn't ready for it. He was ready to rebound. That'd have been a great dish by Marquise White, but they don't get it to connect.
I think the way Marquise has been hitting, I think that's why he respected the shot more than the pass.
He throws one up, no good. Fenston is knocked to the floor. That'll be a LCCC team rebound. There's Coach Nelson told Marquise, he goes, there's your one, because he shot that one from deep downtown, right side, outside. Inside of 7 minutes left to play first half. A very entertaining first half so far. 4 lead changes, 2 ties. Central by 8. Left side, Mateen runs in. Floater over the top of Hunt. Knocked out of bounds. Central basketball. Mateen has kind of been taken out of his game. He had 5 early, but hasn't scored in a while.
I think he'll get on track here a bit later.
And he has, he's got that capability for sure. Marquise White directing traffic, heads it back out to DC. He'll stop to the right side, 15 on the shot clock. Marquise spins, penetrates, floats, drain it. Marquise White has 13 points here in the first half.
Remember when Duke used to recruit players out of Alaska, Trajan Langdon, Emerson Boozer.
Oliver for 15, no good. Taliaferro, though.
Carlos Boozer, rather.
Will get the rebound, and then the ball's loose and taken away by Marquise White. 6th turnover by LCCC. Colley, baseline, Fenston, pump fake, sets himself for 3, and it's no good. Yulker, though, will go high for the rebound, and he will be fouled on the baseline. Nice rebound by Bear. That's his first of the night. Good offensive rebound, and it's a 10-point Central lead all of a sudden.
And again, if you're not watching the scoreboard, you think CWC's got the lead, but probably not at this, by double digits.
It's a 20-5 run. It was 25-20 LCCC at one point, and it's now a 20-5 run here at the 5:46 mark for Central. That's a pretty good run for the boys in gray tonight.
Of course, a team like this, probably no lead is safe until that final buzzer goes.
Well, as you mentioned, against Casper, was down by 16 with 4.5 minutes left to play and came back to win the thing.
At Casper.
At Casper. Yulker at the line. Bear is 4 for 6 from the line. He misses that one. And the rebound pulled down by Kyle Wright. Left side. Shot no good by Wright. And a foul on the rebound is going to go against Central.
And Jack Nelson explaining the traveling call to the officials.
That foul on Boris Yulker, his first. Taliaferro is going to check out of the ball game, as in his place comes Stefan Manzi. 5 count, got it. Turnover, LCCC, their 7th. Good defense by the gray and orange.
That's one of the bigger plays, I think, in basketball for momentum change. It's just so frustrating that you can't get the ball in and you just simply hand the ball over to the other team.
7 turnovers by the Golden Eagles. 5:20 left to play in the first half. Central by 10. Again, a 20-5 run by Central over the last 5. Underneath, Iggy gets free. He will be fouled.
Foul's trying to add up a bit.
And Hunt will go to the line. Foul is on Kyle Wright, his second. It was 25-20 at one point, and Central has outscored him 20-5 as I illustrate that to our bench workers. Shot by Iggy is no good. Brandon Cole is the assistant coach for Jack Nelson in his first year after Bob, and I'm missing last name, Bob, assistant coach last year, Bob.
Start with an L. I'm helping you here. Was it a movie?
And he has gone on to the University of Peru as Iggy hits that second one in Kansas, correct? 41-30. Ludwig. Got it. Bob Ludwig. Bob, if you're listening and checking out the Rustlers, I greatly apologize for that.
And he's got 2 CWC Rustlers on his team down there as well.
Getting wide open is Hayden Collier as he will lay one off glass. That's the first bucket in a while for LCCC. They trail by 9, 41-32, just under 5 minutes left to play in the first half of basketball from CWC in the home opener for the Rustlers. Colley floats for 15, too hard off glass. Ball is loose, and DC will come away with it. And they will reload under the rebound by Colley. Tanksley back to Marquise White. A long 3 is no good, and a foul on Yulker underneath on the rebound, as getting that rebound was Dondre Mitchell.
Talking about Coach Ludwig, Barfield and Nolan from our team last year play for him now.
Ronnie Barfield Jr. and Marcus Nolan.
And the Division I season started tonight, too, by the way.
Boris Yulker with his second personal foul, by the way. And he stays on the floor. Finston and Colley up top. Tanksley, Hunt, and Yulker down low. Mateen, he'll launch a long 3 of his own. That one's no good, and Iggy will come away with a rebound, his 4th of the night.
That's the rims I was talking about earlier right there.
LCCC 3 of 8 from three-point land. Nice dish, Colley to Hunt underneath, and one as he is fouled by Stefan Manzi. 7 points for Iggy. Give the assist to Devon Colley. And Iggy Hunt to the line with an 11-point lead. They match their largest lead of the basketball game. 4:10 left to play in the first half. C-Dub back at it again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. They'll play Rexburg United, who lost to Western just a little while ago. Iggy gets the 3-point play. He's got 8 points. 44-32, Central's biggest lead of the ball game now by 12. Mateen, right side, Oliver. Penetrates, rises for 15, sets himself right in the air and drains it. He's got 13. Does Oliver.
That's impressive. A Wyoming product among the leading scorers in the country in junior college there.
7th in the country after 4 games. Colley, left side, no good. Tapped back up, still no good. Romario Spence rejected. He'll try it one more time and won't get it, but he's fouled. 3, I guess just 2 misses that time down the floor. The third one's not going to count because of the foul. A foul whistled on Hayden Collier.
Will boost his rebounding total, however.
Exactly. So Romario Spence back to the line. 1 for 1 in his only free throw shooting of the year as he snaps the cords on that one. Marquise White back into the contest for Central as Henry Tanksley will come out. 3:40 remains in the first half, 45-34.
About 20 lane violations there.
Yeah, they're going to...
But who's it on? Because there was players on both teams.
They're going to replay, so they'll let him shoot again. He made the free throw.
Well, now they're
going to confer as Brady Fullerton's going to check back into the basketball game for C-Dub.
Brady's brother playing for Chadron State's football team this year.
So they call it jump ball, and Central will get it on the arrow.
They'll flip it. That was one of the more blatant lane violations I think we've ever seen.
And then a foul on the a foul on Central on the inbound play is just going to give it right back, and that's going to go against Brock Finston, his first. I was looking at my stat sheet, I didn't see it. So 45-34. Mateen steps in for a 17-footer, and he'll snap it.
Got some pretty good cushion that time, which allowed him to get that shot, which he hasn't had for the most part here in the first half.
7 points for Mateen. Again, averages 27. Marquise White, left side, gets a pick, steps into a 3. Got it, his 4th of the night. 4 3-pointers for Marquise White. He's got 17 points. He leads all scorers here tonight.
Well, the kid can shoot.
Mateen gives the ball out left side. Shot for 3 is good at the top.
Probably a shot you'd give up to a post player from that range.
Yeah, Stefan Manzi making that shot. Stefan is 6'8", 4 or 5. Finston rises for 15, pushes it high off the back of the iron. Good for Finston. He's got 8. Quickly back the other way. Mateen spins in the paint. Blocked partially by Iggy, and then Romario is going to be knocked down from behind. Romario Spence with the defensive board, and the foul is going to go against LCCC, and that will put Central at the line for 2. And that foul going to be whistled on Dondre Mitchell as he will get his first. He's wearing number 30 tonight. He normally wears number 21, but he's wearing number 30 this evening. And Romario Spence has 8 points as he drains the first one. Marquise White has 17. Romario Spence, Iggy Hunt, and Brock Finston each have 8. They have 6 that average double figures through the first 2 games for Central. Another lane violation, perhaps, but Romario drains it. He's 3 for 3 on the night. 14-point Central lead, 2:35 left to play first half.
I thought he was able to hold back, but then somebody else stepped in, actually.
Mateen has that ball kicked by Finston into the backcourt. It will stay Golden Eagle basketball with 2:30 left to play. They're missing a player tonight, a 5'8" sophomore out of Anchorage, Alaska, Dejan Weiss, not in action here tonight. I do not know the reason why.
Smaller player, 5'8", 140.
Mateen gets it, almost got it back, but instead Oliver ends up with it. He'll launch for 3, got the foul, but he'll go to the line. And Marquise White battling a left ankle as he gets up. Marquise will get his first personal foul, 6th team foul. Elijah Oliver to the line. Oliver has already shot 30 free throws this season through their 4 games. He has hit 80% of those, and he'll get the first here.
Speaking of Cheyenne products, James Johnson signed a 3-year deal in the offseason with the Miami Heat.
Speaking of James Johnson, John Villanueva played a pickup game against one James Johnson, he wrote on his sheet.
Probably a lot of guys named James Johnson's the only problem with
he
that.
He knew that it was from the Miami Heat, James Johnson.
Who's played for various teams.
3 free throws in a row by Oliver. He's got 16 points, and he cuts the lead to 10 with 2:15 left to play in the first half.
Johnson, probably the most successful Wyoming product ever in the NBA, I'm guessing.
Yeah, out of Cheyenne East High School. Fullerton with it. Looks to the right side to Fenston. Brock getting a pick from Barris. Twice. Spins. Loses the handle on it. And the ball taken away by Mateen. He'll cross-court it to Oliver. Marquise gets in his face and bumps him. And a late call, but I think probably the right call, as Marquise White will be dinged for the foul, his second.
Got 2 fouls in a hurry there.
Colley, Tanksley, and Hunt going to check in for the Rustlers. Marquise White back to the line. Excuse me, Elijah Oliver back to the line on the foul by Marquise White. 16 first-half points for Oliver, who averages 26. 3 for 3 from the line.
Interesting, we're seeing these players from East and South, but it was Central that won the state championship that year.
Free throw by Oliver is good. They're all probably playing college baseball somewhere.
I was about to go with the Tag Lane alumni.
Free throw good by Oliver, and now referee stepping in as Devon Colley and Hayden Collier. Maybe a little extracurricular, but they're both all right. Oliver for his 5th free throw in a row connects.
Collier from New Zealand, where they filmed many a movie.
52-44, Central by 8. They led by 14, but then a slew of Oliver free throws has cut into that. Colley to Tanksley. Henry steps in for a 17-footer, and he'll get it. Henry Tanksley. Colin Bugsy, he has 7. 10-point game, 90 seconds left to play in the first half. Mateen behind the back, hands it back to Oliver. Oliver going to create. Partially blocked, and it's taken out of the air by Iggy Hunt. Good defense by Central. Corner, Tanksley. 3 is good.
New biggest lead, I believe, at 13, isn't it?
14 was their biggest at one point. Right side, outside. A minute left to play in the first half. Mateen runs past one. Might have double dribble.
He didn't use his pick at all, by the way.
Well, Oliver for 3 is good. 21 in the first half for Elijah Oliver.
And his team trails by 10.
Exactly. 45 seconds left to play in the first half. Colley's going to sprint in, hooks it to Iggy, off glass, missed it. Collier the rebound.
I think Iggy, expecting contact, adjusted his shot for that reason.
Oliver running the floor ahead of everybody else, now has 23, and it cuts the lead to 8. Shot clock and the game clock about a second apart. Shot clock 1 second ahead of the game clock right now.
There should only be about 9 more points scored in the half.
Exactly. Right? It's 58-47. Well, 57-47. Did they not give him a 3 down in the corner? I'll have to look at that. I've got 58. Official clock says 57. Finston loses it. Finds Colley, checks the clock. He'll launch a long 3 that's no good. And that's how. Well, there should be a second left for LCCC, and I think that's maybe what they're going to say. They're going to clear him off because the shot clock, there was no rim touch, and so I think there should be a second and a half perhaps for LCCC that'll have to go the full length of the court.
Well, where are Grant Hill and Christian Layton?
I hate those two guys.
Perfect play, though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. You can't deny that. And I hate him with all the respect you can have for the Duke program, but
against a Kentucky team that also, I think, has had their share of success.
They put 1.5 on the clock.
Oh, boy.
Iggy knocks it down, shoots it, and can't get it, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. What a play by Iggy Hunt at the end of the first half.
And if you're LCCC, you ask for that extra time, and it kind of blows up in your face.
Dondre Mitchell called for the foul, The only thing that would have been better is if he'd have made that thing, because that was pretty awesome. And Iggy Hunt will go to the line. He should be shooting 2. Referees conferring. So Hunt will go to the line trying to add to a 8-point lead.
I think he'd really like to have his teammates in those spots,
right?
There, because I think this is not a comfortable spot for any free throw shooter, really.
Nothing but our cameraman Nick Enos underneath, but he gets the first.
Oh, maybe Nick's making him feel comfortable.
Nick Enos and Nate Himes, our cameramen on that side. Also, Margaret Rattenberry and Thomas Dent on the other side. We'll get you the names of our crew here as we start the second half. Second free throw on the way. Iggy is good, and Central takes a 10-point lead into the intermission. What a wild 1.5 seconds at the end of the half.
And the psychological double-digit lead, too, as you go into the break.
At the end of one very exciting first half, Central 59, LCCC 49. Stay with us. We'll get you the halftime show brought to you by the Third Base Sports Bar. Coming up next here on Rustler Radio.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts, along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
County 10 is Fremont County's online brand and source for news and information in real time, as it is happening. Connecting our community like never before, County 10 is proud to support Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. County 10, connecting our community. It's always on at county10.com.
What's better than getting money for college? Well, it's getting money for college that you don't have to pay back. The scholarship opportunity for next year is now open online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Get your share of over $1 million worth of scholarships to attend Central Wyoming College. Scholarships can be based on your grades and cool stuff you've done, or how bad you need the money. Maybe just who you are, or maybe because of what you're going to be when you grow up. If you get started now, you can submit a great application and get your money for college now. Click Start Here online at cwc.edu/scholarships. Start now. It's that easy.
Alcoholism continues to negatively impact Native American communities. Eastern Shoshone Recovery is partnering with the Washington State University in a research study to reduce alcohol use among Native Americans. The Honors Study, Honor Our Native Ongoing Recovery, is for Native American adults 18 and older who live in the Wind River Reservation and surrounding areas. If you participate in their alcohol research study, you'll be eligible for prizes and gift cards and will be contributing to the health and well-being of Native people. For more information, call the Eastern Shoshone Recovering staff, Sharon Wagon or Purcell McLeod at 349-6359, 349-6359, or visit them at 28 Black Coal Road, Fort Washakie. This important research study is approved and supported by the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho Business Councils.
It's time for the Third Base Sports Bar Halftime Show on North Federal in Riverton. Third Base is your last stop before home.
We are at the intermission where Central leads 59-49, and just kind of a very weird ending to a first half where Central knocked the ball away and got a free throw at the end of 2 free throws, I guess, to expand an 8-point lead to a 10-point lead at the break, and they lead 59-49. 4 lead changes in the first half, 2 ties in the first half. Let's take a look at some first half scoring numbers as we are on your halftime show brought to you by the Third Base Sports Bar. 3 in double figures for Central, led by Marquise White. He has 4 3-pointers in the game with 16 points. Iggy Hunt and Henry Tanksley each have 10 points apiece in the ball game. 8 for Brock Fenston, 9 for Romario Spence, 3 each for Barris Yulker and Devon Colley in the ball game right now. So 59 points for Central. Central out-rebounded LCCC unofficially 18-16. in the first half. On the other side, leading the way for the LCCC Golden Eagles, Elijah Oliver has 23 points to lead the way. Zaire Mateen has 7. 5 for Landon Taliaferro, 6 for Kyle Wright, 3 for Stevan Manzi, 2 for Solomon Iliomati, and 1 point for Isaiah Dix. Again, Central out-rebounding them 18-16. Iggy Hunt with 5 leads the way for Central. Several players with 3 rebounds apiece for the LCCC Golden Eagles. We saw 6 Central turnovers in the first half, 7 in the second half. And Cage trying to stay in the musical chairs.
I think they both should be eliminated at this point.
Beat Jensen Paris out of contention for that.
Now Jensen will hate Wyoming as well as California.
That's right. 59-49 is our score. Central out in front. We'll take a look at some first half shooting numbers as we get your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show continues here in just a moment on Rustler Radio.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Sports coverage on Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Buffalo Restaurant. Located inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, there are 4 different dining choices: the Mongolian Grill, Tuscan Hearth Italian, the Smokehouse, and the Rio Taco. Open Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. The Buffalo Restaurant, inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, 1 mile south of Riverton.
What's it like to kill someone?
Emptiness.
Painful. It doesn't seem real.
There was no intent. It was never supposed to happen.
You don't go out to kill someone.
I keep seeing her head coming through the windshield.
I'm so very sorry.
There's nothing I can do to make it better.
Please, don't drink and drive.
It doesn't change the fact that I'm a killer.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. A killer is a killer. Never, ever drink and drive.
County 10 is Fremont County's online brand and source for news and information in real time, as it is happening. Connecting our community like never before, County 10 is proud to support Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. County 10, connecting our community. It's always on at county10.com.
This is the Third Base Sports Bar Halftime Show on North Federal Boulevard. Third Base is your last stop before home.
Gales Carpet One is a proud supporter of 88.1 Student Radio. Gales offers beautiful, made affordable. They feature cabinets, countertops, tiled walk-in showers, as well as hardwood, luxury vinyl tile, and of course, carpet. They offer lots of products for the do-it-yourselfers. Gales Carpet One is a dedicated supporter of Fremont County and Central Wyoming College. Located in downtown Riverton on Facebook or at galescarpet1.com.
59-49, Central out in front by 10. Let's take a look at the first half shooting numbers here in this contest. Central would shoot 6 more shots than LCCC. They also made 3 more shots than did the Eagles. Central 21 of 38, 55%. On the three-point line, they hit 7 of 14, did Central, with 4 of those from Marquise White, as he has 4 of their 7. Central hit 10 of 14 free throws, good for 71%. On the LCCC side of the equation, it was 18 of 32 is LCCC, 56%. They hit 5 of 10 three-pointers. They also hit 8 of 9 free throws, did LCCC. Again, 56% for the first half. LCCC, 55% for the first half for Central Wyoming College. LCCC with 7 turnovers. Central had 6.
Interesting to see. You like players in double figures. You've got 3 in the first half. Maybe you like to see a player with 23 points and a half, and you got that as well on the other side, but yet you trail by 10.
Exactly. Elijah Oliver with 23. He averages 26 a game, does Elijah Oliver, and he's already there now at 23. Zaire Mateen averages 27. He has 7 here in the first half. The finals of the musical chairs going on right now, and my 13-year-old son is not going to win it. Oh, he is going to win it. How about that? He's exhausted, but My 13-year-old boy has won it.
There's your tuition paid for at CWC.
was that the prize?
I was thinking that. I may have made that up. But,
Kate, would you like to be interviewed on your win? He can't hear us right now.
He's got the big head now. I just want to talk to us.
CWC women were beaten earlier today by Eastern Wyoming College as they were bounced at the First Bank of Wyoming Invitational in Powell. And the game was close. It was a one-point game at the end of the first quarter, 22-21, but the second quarter ended up being a 32-14 quarter, and Central loses 81-67. Riley Burmester had 17 points. Palani Tarawa had 16. Amron Brown had 17 as well. Megan Crayenbull had 9. Alze Roberts had 9 in the ball game, but unfortunately they dropped to 0-4 on the season.
But a competitive game is something they needed, I think.
Losing 81-60. And, take away part of that second quarter, the first 5 minutes of that second quarter, and it's pretty much an even ball game. But unfortunately,
however, it doesn't work that way.
You're absolutely right. It does not work in that way.
If it wasn't
as
for
well.
That seventh game of the World Series, would still be playing.
Eastern beating Central 81-67 earlier today. The CWC ladies will take on Williston State tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. You can check our Rustler Radio Facebook page for a link to watch the ladies tomorrow from the Northwest College Invitational up there in Powell. Al Lara is in Fort Dodge, Iowa. He's got 7 runners up there, 3 ladies and 4 guys. Lucas Matthews, who is an all-Region 9 performer, got 9th last week, as well as Brianna Beaslin, who got 10th, will be running in the National Cross Country Championships tomorrow. I got a picture and a text from Al just a few minutes ago. Race will begin at 11 for the girls, noon for the guys. From Fort Dodge, Iowa, we should have finals from how our C-Dub kids did when we hit the airwaves tomorrow at about 2:45.
That's a 3 o'clock start tomorrow. That's right. It's a double. There's 2 games, of course. We follow a game tomorrow again, so it's an approximate time again.
Yeah, the Rexburg United took on Western and fell by a final count. You have that highlighted.
It was like 104-87. There we go.
There you go, yeah. Rexburg United is...
not a soccer team, by the way.
No, and I asked the coach, Steve Craig, I'm like, I thought we had a soccer team on it. And he's like, well, the coach from Sheridan, they were talking about setting up a game. He's like, what do you call yourself? And he says, Rexburg United. He said he instantly regretted it. But they have rallied around it. They are Rexburg United.
There's a number of former Ricks players. Is that what we've got there? Or players,
no, they're
athletes from that area?
They're all a lot younger than the Ricks thing because that Ricks College has not been there for going on what?
Or are they players from, well, the college still is there. It's got a different name, of course.
BYU Idaho, but it's a 4-year school without athletics. And
so are these kids from there, perhaps?
They all go to school there, yes, but they are athletes like one of the Cody Spute played for Boise State, and his brother CJ played for Slick in Salt Lake, and their dad played for Boise State. Their dad's not playing for Rexburg United, but there's some basketball lineage, and they made it competitive against Western tonight, and they fell 104-87, however.
And we will see them firsthand tomorrow.
See them at 3 o'clock here on Rustler Gym. 59-49 for Central as they lead by 10 here at the break.
And, John, I think that classic is what happens at the start of the second half here. Does it become a blowout, or does it shrink down to suddenly a very competitive game? Of course, the way this team can score, even if we go out to a big lead, I'm not so sure that's safe either, though.
We'll find out in about 2 minutes from right now. 59-49 Central out in front. We'll be back after this on your Third Base Sports Bar halftime show.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts, along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
Sports coverage on Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Buffalo Restaurant. Located inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, there are 4 different dining choices: the Mongolian Grill, Tuscan Hearth Italian, the Smokehouse, and the Rio Taco. Open Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. The Buffalo Restaurant, inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, 1 mile south of Riverton.
Media coverage of Rustler Athletics is sponsored in part by Wyoming Wireless, providing smartphones, mobile devices, and wireless service. They are a Verizon authorized retailer. Product brands include Apple, Motorola, Samsung, and more. With 18 locations across Wyoming, including 2 in Riverton, one on Main Street in downtown, and the other on North Federal Boulevard. They also have locations in Lander and Thermopolis and online at wyowireless.com.
Football players without shoulder pads and helmets are like you in a vehicle without your seatbelt. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Safety equipment is important on the football field as well as every time you climb behind the wheel of your vehicle. Safety equipment helps prevent serious injuries in football. The big hits delivered on you during a crash will be minimized when you wear your seatbelt. We want you to be safe. Buckle up for your family, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
This has been the Third Base Sports Bar Halftime Show on North Federal Boulevard. Third Base is your last stop before home. The Third Base Sports Bar reminds you to celebrate responsibly.
Rustler basketball leading by 10 as we begin the second half. It will be Eagle basketball. LCCC dressed in their road navy blues with the gold numbers and the white accents. Central dressed in their home/away grays with black numbers and orange accents. It will be Colley, White, Yulker, Hunt, and Finston starting the second half for CWC.
A team like LCCC will play, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We'll be playing teams like Rangeley and Sterling in their region, by the way.
Western Nebraska. Shot by Oliver for 3. No good. Starting it off. Rebound.
He had a great look, too.
Picked up by Brock Finston, and then he's going to get called for a travel and turn it over.
He might have got some help.
It was right inside of his own players there, and Oliver was kind of messing around with him, but the travel nonetheless, and it is a turnover. 6th turnover of the ball game by CWC. Mateen tying his shoe. Probably needs to tie the other one, actually, too. Just underway second half. Central by 10. Taliaferro with it, guarded by Finston. Goes back outside Mateen. Colley on him. Kyle Wright working on Iggy. Drives the lane. He'll be fouled by Colley on the way there. DC will pick up his first personal foul, first of the second half.
I think Iggy had him defended pretty well there. But the help defense and, good attempt with the foul and the reach.
Once again, a great crowd on hand tonight for the season opener for CWC.
I wanted to see the musical chairs at halftime, I think.
Wright pushes off, lays it off glass, no good, and over the back is going to be called on Iliomati. And it will be Central with the rebound. And so Iliomati will check out with 3 personal fouls 40 seconds into the second half. Shan Hargraves checked in. Taliaferro was slapping hands with everybody. Iggy asked him for one. He wouldn't give him one, though. Wouldn't give him 5.
I remember Devin at St. Stephen's many years ago.
Brock alley-oop to Iggy. He's going to be fouled by Taliaferro.
He slapped something there, but it wasn't hands.
Taliaferro will pick up his second personal foul, second team foul on LCCC. We're not quite even in that category. Iggy to the line. Iggy made the 2 at the end of the first half. 10 points for Iggy Hunt in the first half of basketball. Marquise White led the way, 16 on the strength of 4 3-pointers for Marquise. Iggy free throw, good. 11 is the differential.
Does not search out any LCCC players for high fives after that.
Second one is good as well. Hunt has made 6 in a row. He's 6 of 7 from the stripe tonight.
Scored the last 4 points for CWC, too. The first 2 of this half, the last 2 in the last half.
Taliaferro penetrates, dishes left side, and maybe a travel, but Finston rejects him. Ball taken away by Colley. Great block by Brock. Brock in the air, tries to go down the lane. It's poked out of bounds by Hargraves. It'll stay Central basketball. I asked the kids to fill out a bio sheet and ask them nicknames and stuff, and Brock said broccoli. As Broccoli will get it inbounds, and he'll run it. Rises, nope, doesn't rise. Colley outside, looked at the three, dish to Yulker, jam by Bear.
Great pass by Colley setting that up.
Another assist by DC and a hammer by Bear. And it's a 14-point lead, matches their biggest of the night. Mateen drives the lane, right hand no good. Wright just missed it, and Colley will take it away.
It's kind of like a double hit in volleyball as he was up there trying to put back in.
Colley runs the lane, puts it over the top of the rim, and a quick timeout as Central out to a 6-0 run. And even though he's not in uniform and he's restricted by the concussion, first one to catch him out there on the court is who else? Colter Galante.
Maybe the first guy getting a concussion in a celebration.
Timeout on the floor called by LCCC. 18-13 left in the ball game. Central 65, LCCC 49. We'll be back after this on Rustler Radio.
Like most victims, Julie knew her killer. It was her son. Julie's son was sitting behind her without wearing a seatbelt. The impact of the crash threw Julie's son forward into his mom. After crushing his mom to death, Julie's son sat back down without his mom.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. A killer is a killer. Always belled up in the back seat. No seatbelt, no excuse.
Back to the game on Student Radio for Central Wyoming College. 88.1.
65-49. Rustlers on a quick 6-0 run. The first minute 47 of the second half.
Well, after tomorrow, they're gone for a fair amount of time. They're not coming back until the 2nd of December against Colorado Northwestern out of Rangeley.
There you go. Zaire Mateen has the basketball out front, guarded by Devon Colley. Left side, Taliaferro fenced in on him defensively. Back to Mateen. He'll take it right side. At the top, shot on the way, no good. Fenced in with another rebound as that shot was by Iliamati, who had just come back into the ball game. Underneath, missed. Yulker, the rebound, put it up and in. Bear has 7.
To a 20-point lead. Right now it's 18.
Got to give Brock his rebound a minute ago. There we go. 18-point Central advantage. Colley bounces it to Mateen. Actually, not Colley, excuse me. Oliver. Iliamati. Ball poked out of there and knocked away. Taken away by Brock Fenston. Good hands by Yulker. Boy, Marquise wanted an alley-oop, and instead, Fenston throws it away underneath.
Well, he got the lean the wrong way. White was leaning in, then leaned back out, but in the meantime, the pass.
He was pointing to the rim as he was from the three-point line coming in a couple of times, and Brock missed that. And then by the time he realized it, that's when he threw the ball, and that's when Marquise had leaned the other way, as you had said. So turnover number 7 on C-Dub. Mateen going to be rejected by Iggy, and then Mateen throws the ball in his chest and is going to get yelled at by the official.
What's nice about this crowd tonight, they'll see the CWC team, what they're capable of, and hopefully they'll be coming back to see this product.
Absolutely. So Mateen being...
You're getting the drawing picked up on your mic down there.
Admonished by the official. He shoved the ball back in the chest of Iggy Hunt after that foul by Colley. Number 2 on Devon, by the way. Iliamati gives it back up to Oliver. He'll be bumped by Marquise White. That'll be number 3 on Marquise. And Henry Tanksley's going to check back into the contest.
To the LCCC bench, and they chat with him a bit as well.
Marquise now, he and Oliver, or what? What did you say?
Well, he was talking to the bench, actually. And so the official's trying to get this one back in the barn before it...
6 guys on the court. Finally, Marquise will come out. It's an 18-point game with 17 minutes left. And now the official calling in captains from each team and saying, let's rein this in just a little bit.
Our third discussion in just a matter of seconds.
Mateen will trigger the inbound. Looking. Central already got 1 5 count out of them. They don't get another one here. Iliamati for 15 at the top. It's good by by Solomon.
But what they've done, though, I don't see LCCC going inside hardly at all right now.
First points of the second half come 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the second half.
And that's for an offensive explosion type of team.
Finston gets the ball back. He thought about jamming it, but he lays it up instead, does Brock. He's got 10. Quickly the other way, Taliaferro for 3 is good. Boy, that was a quick inbound and bucket. Taliaferro has 8. 69-54. That was a blazing transition bucket.
Again, you can live or die by the 3, though, and that's what we're mostly seeing. 3s or long 2s right now.
6 of 12 in the game. There's a turnover by Central as that ball lost by Yulker. Mateen out to Taliaferro for 3. Misses that one. Pushed back up and in by Oliver. Oliver, the putback. He's got 25 now, and that's their 7th point quickly, as you pointed out. Team that can score in bunches.
As are we, apparently.
Cauley dishes left side, runner, no good. And Iggy Hunt jams that rebound. Holy cow, that's a big-time play. That'll keep the fans coming back if they want to see more than that. And then walking through the huddle was Iliomati.
I don't think there was anything the matter there. I think it was just, believe it or not, with all the stuff that's gone on, I don't think there was. I saw that.
Cauley went down, and now a technical is going to be assessed on Kyle Wright as this one's getting crazy. Solomon Iliomati was walking through the huddle. Devon Cauley went to the ground. I don't know if he tripped or if he got pushed or how that happened.
They collided, but it was incidental, I felt, because I was actually watching that.
Well, and Iliomati,
and White picks up the technical
right. Iliomati comes in to say, hey, I'm sorry. He was apologetic. Yeah. It was Kyle Wright who came in that had extra words that gets the technical.
And I think CWC was maybe drawing a little bit in there as well, but I think it was just a misunderstanding. And right now there's a lot of misunderstandings going on between these two teams.
71-56. How about the jam by Iggy Hunt? That
which is almost forgotten in this little bit of
is worth the price of admission for a Rustler fan to see that put back by Iggy Hunt. And we'll see who shoots.
Wanting his players away from the officials even.
See who shoots the free throws now. 15-point game with 15 minutes left, 71-56. So Kyle Wright gets the technical foul. That's his 3rd, and it is the 3rd team foul against LCCC.
And he's also taken out of the ball game, by the way.
I'm not sure he was in the ball game when that happened, was he?
Wow, that's interesting because you're right. They were coming into a timeout, weren't they?
So somebody's got to shoot free
throws.
throws.
Is out of the ball game, I think, though. And he was in the ball game.
He was in the ball game, correct. Iggy's going to go shoot the techs.
Well, normally you don't have your center shoot your technical shots.
Well, he's hit 6 of 7 tonight.
2 were nobody in the lane, too.
So he's used to it.
I think he's checking your crowd mic for a second there.
Asks the referee, 1 shot or 2. It's gotten to work out tonight with the jam so far. Quiet Jim. Iggy free throw good. Jim returns to life.
It fakes like he's giving 5 to players on the side as he came back to the stripe.
He is a character. He
didn't give us a 5 before the game, but typically he does.
Very likable kid, and he gets both of them.
There you go. There's the 5 to the 2 sides. But he did not give us the 5 before the game.
He
That's
says
real odd.
He listens to opera music to calm his nerves. He wants to be a therapist, a kind of a counselor type person. Does Iggy, and he likes opera music to calm himself down. 73-56, 17-point Central lead. Tanksley, right side, Cauley. Devon's going to take it all the way, laid up and in, and 1.
Interesting. Cauley kind of forcing the issue there. Probably those tough calls between a charge and, a block.
Stefan Manzi, the foul, 4th team foul, his 2nd personal. 19-point lead. Cauley at the line. He's got 7. Again, he hadn't shot a free throw coming into the night, and now he's 2 for 3 as he gets that one. Back to a 20-point lead, biggest of the night for Central. Taliaferro gets it back. Fenston on him defensively. Back up top to Oliver. Oliver spins, rises for 15, and drains another one. He's above his average now. He's got 27.
A tough shot in an isolation there.
15 minutes left to play and an 18-point Central advantage. Tanksley with it. Drives in. Floater misses out of there. No good, but rebound pulled down by Romario Spence.
But you notice what I was saying before, how much more we are driving to the basket than, say, LCCC is.
Romario back out to Colley. Pump fakes the three. Got his man in the air, but settles back down. DC working in. Spins, floats, got it. 10 points, DC. He is the fifth in double figures tonight for the Rustlers. Oliver, a long three is an air ball. He wants a foul. Out of bounds it goes. Central basketball.
I think, or at least he thinks he thought somebody touched the ball on the shot.
Kyle Wright back into the ball game for LCCC after getting that technical just a bit ago. 8:41 in the Mountain West. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle courtside at Rustler Gym. Rustlers by 20 with 14:20 left to play. And we've said it a couple of times, it's not over as the LCCC was down 16 with 4 minutes left to Casper. Come back to win it. Reverse layup, Romario Spence.
Been very impressed with him coming off the bench. Sometimes last when he had the two posts, it was tougher when one was out of the ball game.
21 points off the bench, 11 of them from Romario Spence. He is the sixth man in double figures tonight. And a foul at the top by Tanksley. He's a little bit chippy after some of the stuff that has been let go, I guess, in this ball game.
And they're going to tighten up the calls, I would have to believe right now.
Biggest lead of the night for Central now at 22 with 13:58 left. And
I would get Galante back, we'll be even deeper in those post positions. Wow, the gym very quiet for a change.
Well, they tried to give it to 22, which is Iggy, and they're like, nah, it's number 2, which is Henry Tanksley. Iggy, by the way, has no fouls in this contest.
Well, he could have afforded that one.
Yeah, exactly. Oliver gives it into Mateen. Mateen with just 7 points tonight, maybe 10, as he'll fire that one at the top. Now he has 10. Second three of the night from Zaire Mateen, not Martin. Colley, Tanksley, Finston, Spence, and Hunt. Spence ends up with it. He'll be called for a travel underneath.
They tried to make contact to make room, and in doing that took the extra step.
Both teams with 9 turnovers now on that ninth one by Central. Yell from the crowd for the hometown boy, Brady Fullerton into the ball game. Marquise White back in for Brock Fenston.
I'm sure for Brandon tomorrow when Chadwin State plays.
They have another Wolverine on this floor, and Kylan Schultz, who is on the bench, has not yet seen court time yet. Oliver penetrates, floats, missed it. Rebound right into the hands of Iggy Hunt.
And of course, Chris Quayle played very well here last year. And now he's at North Dakota State.
By the way, with 7 rebounds, Fullerton to Tanksley. Baseline Iggy cutting Fullerton, won't hit him with it. Instead, Iggy with his back to the basket, leans in with a left hand, it's good. Iggy with 18 now to lead the Rustlers scoring attack, and the lead is back to 21.
That's something he's very good at. He can shoot some unorthodox shots that they're just not prepared to play defense against.
Mateen over Fullerton, no good. Ball poked into the front court to Brady. He'll take it to Iggy. One-hand jam, he missed it. The rebound, though, Tanksley lays it off glass and in.
Nice unselfish play by Fullerton there, who has not scored yet in this game, but yet he was willing to give it up to the big guy.
Tanksley is going to get a technical because he blocked Oliver and then taunts him after the block.
I think he traveled as well as he was talking.
But he's going to get the technical foul, which will be his third. That was a pretty heads-up taunt in the middle of the heat of action to taunt a player like that after blocking him.
But he traveled as he was doing it, so I think they would have got the ball as well.
Wow.
But I think it's one of those things that, okay, I guess I'm not a fan of, because at some point you're in a close game and
Absolutely.
You do it, and then suddenly, whoa, a point at any juncture of the game is worth the same as a point at any other juncture of the game.
Absolutely. but it's fun to watch.
I'm too old school for you, man.
Taliaferro at the line for the technicals. Free throw on the way is no good. And he's 2 for 3 now from the stripe. He has 8 points. Boris Yulker will check into the game next dead ball, which will be now after that second free throw is good by Taliaferro. But how about the block, though, by Tanksley? Defensively, great play. Maybe not agreeing with the post-block celebration.
It was a great block.
A great defensive play. Iliamati gets the basketball, hands it off to Oliver. He might have traveled with that.
Second foot.
Iliamati pushed by Yulker. He'll go the distance, lay it up, and get it. Landon,
a very rare interior basket for LCCC.
20-point game with 12 left to play. 84-64. Marquise White, the distance, tries to jam it, can't. Rebound by Tanksley. That's no good.
Are we 2 and 4 on jam attempts? I think at this point.
Iliamati with the rebound, and then Iliamati runs over Brandon Fullerton and gets the offensive foul. Brandon steps in to take that charge. That'll be 4 on Iliamati.
He comes to the bench knowing he's coming out.
And Hargraves will check in for him. Good job by Brandon. He knew he was going to get collided with because Iliamati, not a little guy, at 6'7" from London, England. Token full court pressure. Fullerton in the backcourt, guarded by Mateen. Flips it up to Yulker. He's going to penetrate. He'll kick it over in the corner. Tanksley. Henry won't shoot the 3. Right side, Marquise White. Marquise zigs, zags, yos, launches 8, missed it. Maybe a foul by Spence over the back, but nothing called, and the rebound pulled down by Kyle Wright. And now we get a foul in the front court. Marquise White going to pick up his 4th, I think.
We'll see some mass substitutions for CWC at this point. We talked about Region 9, our section. Also, we haven't mentioned where Oker came from, a Gillette College team that appears to be loaded this year, that is going through some growing pains, I understand, talking to the athletic director, because they've got so much talent right now.
Not sure if I said Brandon Fullerton when Brady took the charge, but Brady taking that charge a few moments ago. Apologies to Brady. Oliver down the lane, right-hand runner, no good. Tipped back up and in by Hargraves.
I think it would have counted either way. I think Oker's hand was in the net. Typically, a guy nicknamed Bear has facial hair, so I'm somewhat
Bear for Barras,
like
his name.
Rush type of characters.
I think we call him the American pronunciation of Barras is Barris, and Bear loses the handle on that. Fenston comes out of there with it, but that's going to be basically a turnover on Central as Iggy will pick up his first personal foul. Central led 59-49 at the half. And they have taken off. They've outscored LCCC 25-17.
Yeah, this 15 to 20 point lead has been pretty much constant lately.
84-66 our score. Central out in front. 10:50 left to play in the contest. Stay with us. Back with more basketball here on 88.1 in just a quick moment.
Coverage of CWC Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by the Third Base Sports Bar, offering the NFL Sunday Ticket, college football, UFC fights, and more sports on 6 different TVs. There is also foosball and darts, along with appetizers and your favorite beverage. Your last stop before home, the Third Base Sports Bar on North Federal in Riverton.
Support of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by Rendezvous Dental of Riverton, providing dental care to patients spanning all ages. Dr. Colton Crane and Dale Sackett combined for over 50 years of dental practice in Fremont County. Appointment and information can be found at rendezvousdental.com.
Your home for Rustler basketball is 88.1 KCWC FM, Riverton.
84-66 Central out in front. 18-point advantage. And at the line will be Elijah Oliver. 27 points tonight for Elijah, one better than his average of 26.
We were talking as we did the gals game of the night as far as Snow College, the pieces coming together nice, and it looks like that for CWC's guys this evening.
Free throw is good, and he had 23 at half. He's just got 5 in the second half. Mateen, who averages 27, has 10 points with a three-pointer here in the second half.
Amazing though when you've got two such high scores. That's just the third player with 16 points a game. That's, like how many points are left, to be had.
Token full court pressure as Gutierrez into the ball game, D'ing up Devon Colley. DC throws his hand away. He'll take it to the rack. He'll say it's on the floor. The foul on Christians Gutierrez. His first. Gutierrez out of Valencia, Venezuela, by the way.
His first appearance in the ball game.
Actually, he got into the first half.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did. Yulker into the paint. Iggy leans in. Nice move. Left hand, right hand layup. Good.
That's that unorthodoxness of him in the post.
20 for Iggy tonight. And an 18-point lead once again. 10:24 remaining in the second half of basketball. Tanksley guarding up Oliver. Scoots it to right. Iggy on him defensively. Penetrates, kicks it outside. Gutierrez floater runs into Colley. No call, and Gutierrez got the bucket.
But, LCCC has not really had one of their runs here in the second half. They had some of those in the first half, but not here in the second half.
70 points for LCCC. They average 89 a game. Central has 86. And again, through their first two kind of lopsided games, they average 101. Barris gives the ball to Colley, and he'll be fouled by Gutierrez. Another one. 2 quick ones on Christians Gutierrez.
And I think the point totals for LCCC bear out a little bit more with the 4 games as opposed to CWC's 2.
Still 9:47 left, though. You had called it like about a 104 to 103 game or something like that.
I said it could have been 105, actually.
You're headed there as DC free throw is good. 11 for Colley. 6 Rustlers in double figures. Iggy has 20. Marquise White with 16. 12 for Henry Tanksley. Spence and Colley with 11. Finston with 10. Now Colley has 12. And it's back to an 18-point Central lead. 88-70. 9:40 and change left to play in the second half. Oliver bodied up by Central. 3 on the way. Hargraves will get a great shooter's bounce, but Iggy will muscle that ball out of the hands of Gutierrez. They'll actually call a tie-up, but it will be Rustler basketball on the arrow. Iggy, by the way, unofficially 8 boards tonight with his 20 points.
It's a little tougher to get a lot of rebounds when so many threes have been shot because they're not coming into your interior players. Instead, they're bouncing long.
LCCC 7 of 17 from three-point land. Yulker scoots, moves left, got it. 9 for Bear.
He's been part of that Gillette College team this year, too, had he stayed.
A point away from a 7th Rustler in double figures. I believe we're going to see Jameis Washington next as Finston will jam on home. Finston on the 10th turnover of LCCC. He'll get the flush. Brock with 12 and a timeout on the floor. And Jamison Washington checking in. The 6'1 freshman out of the Denver, Colorado East High Angels basketball program. Timeout on the floor. Central now with 22-point lead, 92-70. 9 minutes left to play in this ball game. We'll be back after this on Rustler Radio.
County 10 is Fremont County's online brand and source for news and information in real time, as it is happening. Connecting our community like never before, County 10 is proud to support Central Wyoming College and Rustler Athletics. County 10, connecting our community. It's always on at county10.com.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Back to the game on Student Radio for Central Wyoming College, 88.1.
8:58 remains in the second half. 92-70 Central with a 22-point pad. J-Mo into the ball game along with Iggy, Brock Finston, Henry Tanksley playing defense on Oliver, who will rise for 15 and miss it. Yulker will get the rebound. Second half, shooting as Finston baselines it to Tanksley. He'll rise for 15 and get it. Henry with 14. Sorry,
baskets seem to come in so easy for CWC, really.
They are shooting right now 59% from the field. They were shooting 55% at half. They've shot better in the second half. Underneath shot, no good. Iggy goes to the floor, bounces it, but Mateen ends up with it. Shot for three, Oliver, no good, and Iggy will be called over the back.
Iggy doesn't like the call, but I think that is the right call.
I would concur with you as Iliamati will get the board. Romario Spence back into the contest for Baris Yulker. 94-70 Central. I think it was State Farm Insurance and MBE Painting buying tacos if we hit 100 tomorrow, isn't it? Bring your ticket stub, Brett says. Free throw by Iliamati, good. 7 for Solomon.
And you get free flood insurance as well.
And they'll paint your house if it's flooded. Second free throw, no good. Ninth rebound of the game by Iggy. 8:10 left to play from Central. Washington drives the lane. Tanksley, pump fake. Gives it back out to Jamison Washington. He'll give it to Finston right in front of our broadcast vantage point. We're inside of 8 left to play in a Central home opener tonight. Well, they've been taking care of business. Tanksley for 3 is good. Henry Tanksley for 17 points.
I could have stepped on each other more tonight than we did the entire volleyball season.
Mateen.
Washington gets the assist, though, which was nice to see him get in the book with that.
Clangs a 3, Spence the rebound. Back the other way. Alley-oop underneath. Jamison pokes it back to Romario. He'll be knocked to the floor. Another whistle comes in, but it was kind of incidental after the fact. Wright will pick up his 4th personal foul, and Romario Spence will go to the free throw line.
So we talked about the unselfishness in the first half, for CWC and Fullerton. And here you had Washington chance to get a layup perhaps, and he gave it up for maybe a dunk attempt there for a teammate.
26-point Rustler lead, their biggest. A lot of talking out there for not much reporting back to the booth here.
When we play this team on the road, I think we do later. Of course we do, but
December 5th.
That's not a sure win.
No.
Despite the 26-point lead right now.
Well, each team won on their home court last year. As I said, 6 days apart as Romario can't hit the first. Marquise White with 4 fouls back into the ball game. He has 4. Iliamati and Wright each have 4 on the other side for LCCC.
By the way, the bond issue to improve athletic facilities at LCCC this past week failed. So their volleyball team will probably never host a tournament ever unless it's outside.
Romario gets the second one. 27-point Rustler lead, their largest. 7 minutes, 27 seconds left to play. 98-71. Central's scoring average of 101 might increase. And then Henry Tanksley will get his 4th foul as he reaches in and gets the wrist.
He doesn't like you, but the players have to be aware that these officials have tightened things up when it got chippy there for a while earlier in this half.
Oliver to the line. He is 7 for 7 on the night, is Elijah. 29 points for Oliver. By the way, doing a lot of history as that one goes in. The high point game for Central since bringing basketball back, I believe, is 30 by Bryce Kanda twice.
Which is not high. I remember a kid had 39, I believe, when they had it around the first time. And a post player, and I can't think of his name, but I do remember that, I think.
I need to look.
Under Tony Masters when he was the head coach.
Okay. Free throw, second one, good. Yeah, I haven't delved into the archives pre-1991
They're not
yet.
easy to find.
No. It could be a crapshoot. 3 on the way, Marquise White, no good. And Spence going to get the foul. Romario holding on to a player who's going to get his first personal foul. Ninth team foul, so one of the bonus forthcoming for LCCC with 6:58 left in the half, or in the game, and DC will check back into the ball game after this free throw. Tanksley is going to come out. So to the line is Kyle Wright for LCCC. 6 of 8 on the year. He has 5 blocks. Central had no blocks in their stat sheet the last 2 games. They do tonight, however, as Kyle Wright misses the first free throw. LCCC, by the way, 14 of 18 from the line. But here in the second half, they're 6 of 9.
That seems odd. I'd like to be who maybe is doing the stats. That a team with the post presence that CWC has, that there are no blocks there.
Nothing in their stat sheet, however, as that's a free throw
that
good
column
by
wasn't there in there.
Kyle Wright. DC against full court pressure finds Marquise White. He will bring it across the line, dish it top, Jamison underneath to Iggy. He'll lean in and bank it off glass and in. 22 for Iggy Hunt. He's a rebound shy of the double-double, by the way. Unofficial double-double.
Digits right there.
100 points, as that's an air ball. There's a rebound by Iggy.
And double digits in that category.
If my rebounding matches up with the official stats, which that may or may not happen sometimes. Wide open, flush by Romario Spence. Romario with 14 points.
I think LCCC can't be real happy right now because they've suddenly been playing a pickup game against a more organized team, it looks like.
Nice poke away by Jamison Washington, but gathering it back in is Taliaferro. Oliver runs the lane. Blocked from behind by Colley. They'll whistle DC for the foul, his third.
And that looked good, but again, I think you're a victim of the tightening up of calls.
Got him.
It looked good from here.
Yeah, pretty. Here comes Christian Gutierrez in. 6:06 left, and the Rustlers with 102 points on the board already.
Another thing to be looking up at what is the most points CWC's ever scored
well, they've
in
played
a game.
130-something against Little Bighorn. Free throw good by...
Well, you also got to remember some of these oddball teams we played through the years, these all-star teams that
right.
are somewhat non-starring.
Second one by Oliver is good as well. 33 for Oliver. He has 33 of their 76.
Yeah, so there's 43 left on the table that he doesn't have.
Central bench has outscored LCCC's bench 31-10 tonight.
And he's subbed very liberally in this ball game and with success.
Jamison, baseline, Iggy, flush it. The dunk by Hunt. He's got 24. 104-76, a 28-point runaway by the Rustlers here tonight.
We need to add something to the threes on our side there, like a donut simulating a dunk each time.
There have been a slew of those tonight. Underneath, Iliamati's shot misses, no good. Right, the rebound, he'll miss the dunk. And the crowd loves it. Up ahead, the other way, Central. Dish down low, Spence, lay it up, got it. 16 for Romario. And a timeout as Coach Ficca has seen enough. His team trails by 30 to the Rustlers with 5:09 left in the ball game.
Did not see this type of a game coming as far as a high scoring I saw coming, but not this type of a blowout.
Yeah, I would have to concur on that one. 5:09 left to play in the ball game. Central 106. LCCC 76. Back to wrap it up in just a moment here on 88.1.
That's a former
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office, providing retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning for financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
KCWC-FM, Riverton.
5 minutes left to play in the contest. Central by 30, 106-76. Taliaferro with it. Up top to Gutierrez. Scoots it back out. Taliaferro, quick release is good. He averages 16. He's got now 12 with that one. That's his third 3 of the night.
Really, Oliver is the only one that's really stayed of the big three at his average.
He's got 33. Going to see Drew Switzer check into the game on the next dead ball, along with John Villanueva. 10 on the shot clock. Marquise runs it out, runs it in, runs it off glass, no good, but he's fouled by Taliaferro, and that'll be his third.
And that was weird. There was contact that entire drive.
Right. And called at the end. Fourth personal, on Taliaferro. Double bonus as they'll send him to the line. Actually, that is only the 9th team foul. So he had...
He would have been better off had they called a foul early on when he was...
at the top of the key, right. Free throw no good by Marquise White.
And then there wouldn't have been a second.
Drew Switzer into the ball game. Drew, a 6'1 sophomore out of the Nechona County High School.
From a state championship team there a few years ago.
Second one on the way. Marquise missed them both. But the rebound, Villanueva. He'll fire it up. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Hayden Collier. Right side, Switzer playing defense on Taliaferro, and that shot misses. And Villanueva gets the rebound, but is on the end line.
Great hustle, though.
Give him the rebound, but unfortunately give him a turnover. 11 turnovers tonight for Central with that one.
Yeah, nice hustle, though, with a 27-point lead to still try to make the play.
How about this? Central shooting 61% from the field tonight, 40 of 66. 61%. Taliaferro shot no good, and a foul on the rebound, I believe on Romario Spence.
That would be nice if they could save some of these points for somewhere down the road.
Yeah, their average of 101 a game is going to go up. And then they play Rexburg United tomorrow, which may see that average stay fairly close to the same. On the road Tuesday night at Colorado Northwestern is Central. The women will be home against LCCC. Our men will be in Rangeley taking on Colorado Northwestern. As that one by Iliamati, no good, but the second one is good. Hargraves and Manzi back into the ball game. Taliaferro will sit, as will Iliamati. 106-80.
One thing we didn't mention, Western is coached by a former Riverton player, Jason Dorr.
Class of 1997, Riverton High School, Jason Dorr.
You knew that, or?
I knew that.
Wow.
Underneath, Spence, nice move, missed it with a left hand. Villanueva spiked to the ground. And then the rebound by Romario, and he's out of bounds, and another turnover. Central has out-rebounded LCCC 42-25. It was 29-21 at the half. 4 LCCC rebounds unofficially here in the second half. Going to see a Wolverine product checking into the game here in a few minutes as Kylan Schultz has made his way to the check-in stand. Shot, turnaround, Collier, good from 17.
Of course, did you say the top three-point shooting season was a former Riverton product as well here?
No, he's in the tops, but not the top. As Villanueva gets a nice bounce from Jamison, and John Villanueva's first bucket. Xavier Webb had 72, but in the very first year, Jake Woodruff had 100 threes.
Okay, yeah, the stats are catching up to us a little bit there.
Yes.
Jake Woodruff with that line drive shot he used to shoot.
Collier, paint, spins for 16, rebound put up and in by Manzi. Thought maybe Coach Nelson would call a timeout and let Kylan get into this ball game. He's been sitting there for almost a minute off the clock.
You're expecting to see a stoppage in play, but sometimes they don't blow the whistle as much on a blowout.
Yeah, not at 108-84 Villanueva. And now we'll get Kylan Schultz in. And here comes the freshman. You hear the round of applause as Kylan Schultz steps into the court for Central.
Remember, he had a huge game in that state championship game against Warland last year.
Wants to be an athletic trainer, 6'3 freshman. Fullerton is out there as well. Jamison working on Gutierrez. 5 on the shot clock. Brady lines up for 3 and he got it.
court advantage here.
A roar from his former teammates on the sidelines as Fullerton bangs in a three. He's got his first three at home. Gutierrez slapped, and he will be fouled 8 times, called once. And the foul is going to go against John Villanueva. And that'll be number 1 on Big John.
You spotted some of his former teammates in the crowd, have you? Or
I see
Taryn Debley goes to school here.
Trayton Paxton, Solomon Van Dellen, Jordan.
I've not seen Taryn that we typically see at sporting events.
Taryn is a manager. He's up filming at the top tonight. Gutierrez misses the first free throw. Second one is good. 26-point game inside of 2 minutes left to play. Jordan James, who I'm thinking of, the RHS golfer / Wind River transfer. Brady tries to dish and instead goes out to Switzer. Drew, left side, 3 on the way. Jamison, shot no good. Ball poked out of there by Brady Fullerton. Underneath, that one's turned over. And then Kylan Schultz is going to run over Hargraves, and Kylan will get in the books with a foul, unfortunately, and that will send Chan Hargraves to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 111-85 Central. Led by as many as 30. They lead by 26 with 92 seconds left.
Which brings me to a point I talked to you about earlier this week, and that was this player named Bevo Francis from Ohio, who was the only player to have 200-point games as an individual in college. Like, it's a fluke. You think you have to do it once. But this guy had 200-point games as a college player.
In college, no less. And you said Grinnell? Is that where it was?
Grinnell was the guy that broke the record, because remember Grinnell had that up and down. He got like 120 or something.
Hoopy Reagan from Lander played there, actually. Second free throw, good.
Now a volleyball coach at the high school level.
111-87. Washington pulls it back out to the hash mark in front of Coach Nelson. Zigs, zags, 7, Switcher, pump fake, rises for 17. No good. Gutierrez, his first rebound of the night. Dish it out right side, Hargraves. Runs around Switzer, 17, good. Nice move by Chan Hargraves.
Is that his first bash? Because he had been cold earlier in this game. Okay.
All of his 6 in the second half. 50 seconds left to play. Central to 3-0. Jamison, nonchalant pass picked off by Hargraves. Hargraves runs into Switzer, and a blocking foul on Drew. That's going to be insult to injury as Hargraves got the and one. As when Drew came down, they all got bunked into, but he also got his head knocked off the side of a leg of one of his own Rustler teammates. Hargraves now in, well, not quite. He's got 8. We have not seen Zaire Mateen in quite a while. He has 10 points tonight, 5th leading scorer in the country, averaging 27 points a game, held to just 10 tonight.
Their game against Western could be an interesting game, the first game of tomorrow.
1 o'clock will start game 3 of the Rustler Classic. Hargraves can't hit the free throw. Villanueva the rebound. About a 9-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Shot clock at 20, game clock at 28.
Coach Nelson telling his team to run their offense. Don't get sloppy with a big lead, or in a worst case when you're behind big.
Washington runs the lane, right-hand layup, no good. Villanueva the rebound, he'll try one, that's no good. And it stays Central basketball.
And he might have been a victim of the whistle put away there, because I think he might have been fouled.
6 Rustlers in double figures again tonight, and 1 with 9 points. 14 seconds left. Shot clock at 4. Fullerton takes the inbounds for 3. Got it. And a roar from the Wolverines faithful in the crowd for the Rustlers tonight. Hargraves missed it. Pushed in, though. Is that a pass or a rebound and a bucket by Manzi? This game's over. Doesn't matter. In the words of Dave Walsh, the score, the Rustlers have come out and they have put a licking on them. I think 9, Ig. Iggy asking me how many rebounds he had. I think I had him for 9.
Double digits, I thought. With that
I have him for 10, but I think they're probably only going to get him for 9 on the official stats, but we'll see how those pan out. But Central led 59-49 at the half, and they outscore LCCC 55-45 in the second half, and they win it with a 30-point advantage at one point, and they win it 114-93. 114-93. The Rustlers are now 3-0, 10 boards. He really wants to have that rebounding lead, and I would like to go check out previous stats, but it's going to be hard to find those pre-1991 stats here for CWC. Central wins it 114-93. Stay with us. The Click It or Ticket postgame show is going to be coming up next, as the Rustlers now 3-0, dropping LCCC to 2-3 on the basketball season. Thanks for coming and being a part of this great crowd tonight at CWC. Click It or Ticket postgame show is next. This has been Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
Do you have any idea what happens to you in a crash, even when you're driving as low as 30 miles per hour? As the car decelerates, you leave your seat and smash into the windshield. Shockwaves ripple through the brain, instantly damaging cells. Your body is like a pinball bouncing off the dash, roof, and seats. Then your body slams into belted occupants, severely injuring them too. The result could be severe brain or spinal injuries or death. Why would you ever get into a car without putting on a seatbelt?
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Belt up or suffer the pain.
Media coverage of Rustler Athletics is sponsored in part by Wyoming Wireless, providing smartphones, mobile devices, and wireless service. They are a Verizon authorized retailer. Product brands include Apple, Motorola, Samsung, and more, with 18 locations across Wyoming, including 2 in Riverton, one on Main Street in downtown and the other on North Federal Boulevard. They also have locations in Lander and Thermopolis.